Radio City Originals.
Made in Kerala.
Hi, this is Sanish Bhaskaran and Swagatam everyone to Radio City Original Made in Kerala. Let's connect with iconic Malayalis who have made Kerala proud across the globe. മലയാളിയാണോ എന്ന ചോദ്യത്തിന് ഇവർ പറയുന്നത് ഒരു ഉത്തരമാണ്. അതെ, മലയാളിയാണ്. The guest on today's episode of Radio City Original Made in Kerala Season 2 is someone who's not bound by geography, language and culture. He's a star on big screen, television screen and small screen. Ladies and gentlemen, ചേട്ടന്മാരെ ചേച്ചിമാരെ, we have with us മലയാളികളുടെ സ്വന്തം ആശീഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി. സർ നമസ്കാരം.
Namaskar. How are you, dear friend?
സർ സുഖമായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു സർ. ഹൗ ആർ യു?
Wonderful.
സർ ഇപ്പോൾ നിലവിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ എവിടുന്നാ സർ ഇപ്പോൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്? വേർ ആർ യു റൈറ്റ് നൗ?
As we speak, I'm in Mumbai. Till last evening, I was in Jodhpur.
Okay.
And the next 3 days here and then again traveling.
സാറിൻ്റെ വ്ളോഗിൽ നിന്ന് കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. സാറിൻ്റെ ഡേ ടു ഡേ ലൈഫ്, വേ യു ആർ ഗോയിങ്, വാട്ട് യു ആർ ഈറ്റിംഗ്, എവറിഥിങ്. ഒരു എവിഡ് വ്ളോഗർ തന്നെയാണ് സർ. ഒരുപാട് ഫാൻ ഫോളോയിങ് കേരളത്തിലുണ്ട്.
Well, I feel very blessed when people share their love. You're going to get that. It's the 30-year career that I've had in films is something in which the audiences have touched me across 11 languages. And so when I get to meet them, and especially in this new age of social media, it's not just my food vlogs. It are those vlogs, life vlogs that I put up on Ashish Vidyarthi Active Vlogs, or my motivation talks that I put up on Ashish Vidyarthi podcast. I personally see myself in many roles. I see myself as an actor, and I see myself as a speaker, motivational speaker. I see myself as somebody who appreciates good food. And most importantly, I appreciate being with amazing people. And that has given me an opportunity to travel all over and meet some amazing people. And that's what gets me going. And it really, how should I say, it enriches me every day. I really feel grateful for that.
സർ, ആശിഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി എന്ന ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റിനെ അറിയാത്തവരാരും തന്നെയില്ല. സത്യത്തിൽ ഏത് ഭാഷ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തി ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, റീജിയണൽ ഭാഷയാകാം, ഹിന്ദി ആകാം, ഇവർക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വ്യക്തിയെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അറിയാട്ടോ. എന്നാൽ അറിയാത്തൊരു കാര്യം വിക്കിപീഡിയ പേജിലുണ്ട്. അതൊരു സത്യമാണ്. അത് മറ്റൊന്നുമല്ല, ആശിഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി ഒരു മലയാളിയാണ് എന്ന സത്യം. You have to tell us about your Kerala connection.
So first of all, I just want to make, for some reason, I kind of do not like the term regional languages.
Okay.
India is one vast country with so many languages. And I've had the privilege of working in 11 languages. For me, none of them are regional languages. They are languages that I've worked in. So that's the first point. Secondly, talking of Wikipedia does something very interesting here. In fact, some of you who know something about it, can you please go and correct on Wikipedia? I was not born in 1962. I was born in 1965. And secondly, sometimes it says I was born in Kannur. Sometimes it says I was born in Hyderabad. My father is from Dharmadam.
Okay.
But I was born in Delhi.
Okay.
So my father is a Malayali. I'm a Malayali.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pity that I don't speak the language, but I do find amazing amount of connect. How my life has progressed is that I am comfortably rootless, and there are certain places that I find a lot more warmth, and Kerala is one place. In fact, when I come home to Kerala, which I do often, the warmth, I actually feel the warmth of my father there.
Okay.
And I must admit that going to Dharmadam and spending some time there is something. In fact, I look forward to being there this Onam. I'm trying to work it out. And
wow.
I want to go and meet Ranjichi. I want to go and meet Abhi, Vidya, Niharika. I'm looking forward to that.
So parents ne kurchonnu parayavo? Avare kurche. What were they doing?
So my mother is a Bengali from Rajasthan.
Okay.
All right. She was from Ajmer.
Okay.
And she's a Bengali. And she was a Kathak guru.
Okay.
And a very well-respected Kathak guru. In fact, most of the performers that you find who are doing Lucknow Gharana, who are performing seniors, they've all studied for many years from Ma.
Okay.
My father was from Kannur, Dharmadam, and he was a freedom fighter. And then he became a sadhu, and then he joined the Sangeet Natak Academy and retired there as assistant secretary. And he spent his life traveling the length and breadth of this country. And he was passionate about conserving the vanishing performing arts of India. So he photographed, audio recorded, filmed, and created the archives of the Sangeet Natak Academy, where he captured there were so many people who were performing and they were teaching their art only to their children.
Okay.
But in the absence of patronage, what was happening is that those art forms were dying. Those people would stop their art and open a shop or do something else because there was no money. So Baba was one of the key people who was involved in the government setting up schools of those performing arts, so that now these performers could become gurus and teach their forms to others outside the family. So Baba was somebody who was really very close to the folk arts and the arts, the performing arts of India. And I'm very lucky to have been brought up by Ma and Baba, Reba Vidyarthi and Govind Vidyarthi. And I'm really grateful and I look up to them each day.
So in a way, he was trying to make art accessible to everyone.
In fact, more than that, to keep it alive. Remember, because if people do not have a connect with livelihood, they will give it up.
True.
And Baba understood that. And rather than saying that, hey, you not get thing, you can go away with it. No, he said that arts do not need somebody just throwing money at them. I personally believe he gave people and believed in the dignity of people who know an art form, and they may not be called for performance so many times, but how would it be if so many other people from across cultures, across states, across the world, who may be interested in that art form?
Okay.
So breaking the art form from being limited only to one area to be something as an art form available to people from anywhere in the world. That's what he was passionate about.
Wow. Sir, ആ കാലഘട്ടത്തിലെ walk us through your early memories of Kerala during those days. The usual ones, the train yatra and all those things. Were they there?
Yeah, so there's a funny memory of that.
Please do.
As a child. So remember, in those years, people who used to work in the government, they used to get something called LTC, Leave Travel Concession, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct, sir.
And it used to be only to the hometown, all right? Only to the hometown. Every alternate year we used to get it. As a child there. And during summer vacations in Delhi, when summer were about 42 degrees and 40 degrees and all that, while my other friends who had their parental home somewhere in the hills or somewhere, where it was slightly cooler, I used to feel that life is so unfair that I'm going from 40 degrees Delhi to 44 degrees Kerala and with higher humidity to spend my vacation. So I used to really feel that life is really not fair. But I still recall that whenever I would reach Kerala, when I would get off from that train and would be enveloped by the love and affection of everyone at Chalail House, it was an experience which it brings a lump to my throat. I personally believe that the simplicity that was there with people in the village was extraordinary. And I, even at that age, realized the difference between how people were in cities, and I was growing up in Delhi at that point, and how people were in Paleyad. And I valued it. And that's what, it keeps me, that even though I don't speak that language, I identify myself as a Malayali.
സർ ഈ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ സാറിനെ ആശിഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി എന്ന വ്യക്തിയെ ഇന്ന് അറിയുന്നത് ഒരു നടൻ എന്ന നിലയിൽ മാത്രമല്ല കേട്ടോ. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് യുവർ എബിലിറ്റി ടു ടോക്ക്, ടു സ്ട്രൈക്ക് കോൺവെർസേഷൻ, ടു ടെൽ സ്റ്റോറീസ് ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ടു മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് പീപ്പിൾ. എന്നാൽ സാറിൻ്റെ ഈ ഒരു കഴിവുണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇത് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചത്, ഡിസ്കവർ ചെയ്തത് ആരാ അറിയോ? ഒരു 5th സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിലത്തെ ഒരു ടീച്ചറാണ്. പുള്ളിക്കാരി ആ ഒരു സമയത്ത് ഒരു റിപ്പോർട്ട് കാർഡിൽ എഴുതിയൊരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്, ആശീഷ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ടോക്കറ്റീവ്, ഹി ഹാസ് എ ലോട്ട് ടു ഷെയർ എന്ന്. ഒരു ഓർമ്മയാണ്. സർ, നമുക്ക് ആ ഫ്ലാഷ് ബാക്കിലേക്ക് പോകാം. കൻ യു പ്ലീസ് ടെൽ us about that?
So, there are certain traits which are appreciated unequivocally in society. One of them is, look at this person, how quiet that person is. And then other people are called, look at this person, or rather, look at you, talkative, all the time talking. And it's a fact here. I mean, like, I have been talkative all my life. And this particular thing was that in one of my report cards had a remark from a very kind teacher. I think it's 4th or 5th standard report card. It said that Ashish isn't talkative, just has a lot to share. I never ever met such a kind person after that. From there on, right till today, people call me, you're so very talkative. And it took me many years to, in a way, be okay with my talkativeness. I remember one of the programs that I did some years back, when they asked me, what do you want? I said, I want to be less talkative. And the funny thing is that leader told me something very, very interesting. He said, Ashish, you talk interesting and that's okay.
Okay.
And that day I realized that the attribute that we give to each other about anything, like that person is very active, is very talkative, is restless. All these things can be turned around if we can really add some value to life. And so today, a 58-year-old Ashish is still talkative, but I'm very clear that each day I'm enthusiastic, I'm excited that I will communicate and add value. And that's what excites me. In fact, in my motivation talks, one of the things that I keep sharing with a lot of my friends and with people to whom I go to speak with, I share that, can we go out and celebrate the unique that we are? Each one of us has some extraordinary qualities.
True.
Others sometimes belittle us. The trouble is not with others belittling you. The trouble is when you start believing yourself to be smaller than who you really are. And when one gets that your qualities are your qualities, my friend, my qualities are my qualities. And each day, something which I do, I want to share is that I celebrate being me. I kind of say, wow, today I'm celebrating me each day. And imagine this, my friend, if I can celebrate my, within quotes, perfections and within quotes, imperfections, all that I'm doing is I'm celebrating me without branding myself in some way or the other. So that's how my journey, as somebody who looked down upon himself for being talkative or looked down upon himself for being restless, today I'm all of that. And whatever that I'm doing, I'm a speaker, I'm an actor, I'm a vlogger, I'm a traveler. I just love to meet with people. Right now, also, a dear friend of mine is on a call. My dear friend Sharmila Ghoshal is on the call right now. It's a privilege that I have some amazing friends and friendships which I've maintained. So each day, I personally believe that when we can move the needle from a place called I am not good to I am amazing, that's when we start saying good things about ourselves. And then this good person that you and I are can go about doing amazing things each day.
സർ, ഇന്നിപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത് ഒരു സോർട്ടഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ആശിഷ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി എന്ന വ്യക്തിയാണ്. പക്ഷെ കുട്ടിക്കാലത്ത്, ബാക്ക് ദെൻ, വാട്ട് വർ യുവർ ഡ്രീംസ് ലൈക്ക്?
Kutikal, when I was a kid, my only concern was that in some way I can go and support my parents. My parents were very old.
Okay.
And I was an only child of very old parents. And I saw that my father had retired and my mother was taking extension after extension just to support me.
Okay.
And I felt very guilty about it. At the same time, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be somebody who was very good in, something in technical, but I discovered that I'm pathetic in mathematics.
Okay.
In fact, I just cannot manage mathematics. So it was dancing numbers and I wanted to be a scientist,
Okay.
Be an engineer. And it was very, very painful for me to realize that I'm not good enough. And
Okay.
I felt like a failure. And more importantly, I was wondering, how will I support my parents? So the earliest memory that I have of myself, even growing up, was my concern. How will I look after Ma Baba?
Okay.
And that gave me, an urge. So for me, acting was not so much of passion as much as I had to find a way to, take care of Ma Baba.
Okay.
And of course, acting was my passion, but as a working actor, it was clearly meant to support my family.
Okay.
So therefore for me, I never complain. I never complain, oh, it's a struggle. So what here? I did it because I wanted to. And then I met this amazing teacher of mine, Pandit Satyadev Dubey. When I would at times complain about people not being good to me and all that, he would say, "Kisi doctor ne bola tha actor banne ko? Did any doctor prescribe to you that you must become an actor?" He said, "Nahi, na? So stop complaining." So for me, therefore, whichever profession that you are in, you have to actually cut out all your complaints about it, how the weather is, how the world is treating you, what they said, what those people said, what they felt, they have coming in our way. Don't care. That's how life is.
Okay.
Welcome to real life. That's what I share with my son also, Arth, who's there in the US. I say, welcome to real life, my dear friend. And it's so amazing when I see him go on through life, zero complaints. He has to look after himself. He has to fight his own wars. He has to, and I won't even say fight his own wars. He has to find his way through life. In fact, I don't even like to use this word that life is a struggle. It's a war. No, it isn't, my friend. Life is actually a journey. Life is actually a journey from where you are to where you want to be. And in between, life will give you options in which you change course.
Okay.
Why not? So imagine yourself to be the source of what your life is going to be. That is what I believe in. And, I'm just kind of, diverting and just talking about my son. Arth is a prime example of that. Somebody who went to Berkeley to study, he took admission in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Then scored phenomenal first year grades and then went on to computer science and electronics engineering. So he graduated in EECS, didn't have a job initially, worked around, looked around, got a job. Today he works for Tesla. All right. And so the point here is that here is a case where I could do nothing for him. He was clear that his father can't do anything. All of us are typically looking at what can somebody do for somebody. You discover in world, nobody can do anything for you. And that is when you become mast. I call it mast ho gaya bhai tu. Now you're not even in expectation of it. You're actually responsible for your life. And therefore, there is no space for complaint. There is just your journey and you being enriched and empowered to do that journey well.
Sir, but then acting seemed like a very unconventional choice, right? Even today, it is considered to
at
be.
that point, yes.
उस वक्त तो और भी unconventional था, right? So how did you choose acting or decide like this is your calling?
As I said, acting was purely the only thing I could do to earn a living.
Okay.
So it's not a story that I was very passionate about acting. I wanted to do many roles. No, yeah. For me, I had to find a way to earn a living for my parents.
Okay.
So acting was there. So that's it.
Okay. So 8th of July 1992, that is the day, sir, ബോംബെയിൽ എത്തിയിട്ടെന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ. അതിനുശേഷം ആദ്യ സിനിമ നടക്കുന്നു. അധികം വൈകാതെ തന്നെ ഒരു നാഷണൽ അവാർഡ് കിട്ടുന്നു. ആൻഡ് വെരി സൂൺ ബോളിവുഡിൽ ഒരു ലീഡായിട്ടുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നോട്ടഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ആക്ടറായിട്ട് മാറുകയാണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. But after that, you decided to do something very different, which was you started sort of, you decided to take a refreshing start to your career in the South. ഒരു നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ സാർ അധികം ഒരു അൺകൺവെൻഷണൽ ആയിട്ട് ചിന്തിക്കാൻ അധികം സാധിക്കാത്തൊരു കാര്യമാണ്. Why did that happen, and was it easy at that time?
So remember one thing: when you are driving a car, okay, when you are driving a car, only you know what you're going through. Isn't it true?
Correct.
I, from outside, will see you driving the car. I will jump to conclusions: why you took a left turn or a right, why you braked, why you sped up. Similar is life, my friend. Some people are saying that's unconventional or that's conventional. I just lived my life each day, even today. I'm not doing anything unconventional. I'm just doing the next step. For example, you who's sitting there, you're doing the next step. Somebody will say, wow, man, what a career choice, my friend. Wow. What a choice. That's so bright about you. Nothing bright there. You're doing it. Anyone who's listening in, I want to let you know that you are doing the thing that you think that you must do. And then somebody else will be sitting in judgment of that. Somebody will say, wow, what a bright step. Or somebody say, look, I told you that was wrong. So I do not have the pressure. I do not take on the pressure of getting it right. I never tell anybody. I knew I could do it. I didn't know I can do it. I just was clear that I will do it. It's like that. So I'm not clear about it. I'm not sure about anything. No, but I just keep on doing. I liken myself to a woodpecker. I just go on. And I love to do that. So I have no pressure to get it right. If I get it wrong, next day is again my life. If I get it right, next day again is my life. And I'll take the next step. So when you can be free, any of those extra pressures of being conventional, but then you do the next logical thing for you, what comes to your logic. And then later on, somebody will say, wow, man, what a thought. Yeah, you thought so differently. I wasn't thinking differently, my friend. I was just trying to do the next great thing that I wanted to do for myself.
Okay, sir. So how difficult is it to work on a language which you do not know and emote as an actor? What is the secret sauce?
That was the interesting part. When I first started doing a Tamil film, I realized that, as an actor, you're taught the importance of language, right? You work on the language. And then I discovered that I don't know the language. And I also discovered another part of me that I'm not good at learning language. So of all the strengths that I may have, I also realized that learning languages is not one of my strengths. So I'm not very proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. It's just that I do not speak any of the, I can only speak 3 of the 11 languages I work in. So it was very, very challenging as an actor to pull it off. But then again, what's life without a challenge? And do you know why I say that? I say that because I had the challenge. And so I got that if I have to earn a living out of that, I have to find a way. And the way I did, and I found a way. And therefore, today I'm equally, I may not know any of the languages. I can even work in Inuit because for me, the capacity for me to create roles, even though I don't know the language, it is very difficult. That I will say any day. But I also discovered that it isn't impossible. And that empowers me.
സർ ഓണക്കാലമാണ്, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് കേരളത്തിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചു വരേണ്ടി വരും. What are the few things you love the most about Kerala, the things which you really miss whenever you are not here?
I just love the warmth, absolute warmth of the people, the simplicity, wearing the mund, and that bright smile. Oh yes, I remember all of that. And of course, something which I look forward to is my puttu and my kadala curry and some puttu with some param, panjasara and neer. Yes, I love it. And of course, I cannot, at some point I could not handle the coconut oil. But then about, I think 20 years back, I kind of said, no way can I miss out on that. And therefore, since then, the luxury biryani. And that biryani from Paradise, is it in Calicut?
Calicut. Yeah.
Biryani. Oh. And the mati fry. Oh. And that other beautiful dish that Ranjichi makes at home, which is that simple sardine. It's a pinkish, the pink and orange.
Shala curry, sir?
It's a very home. Yes, very simple curry. That
with the mango and all.
And then a very, very simple dish. It's a fish curry.
Okay.
My mouth is watering now. Yeah.
Mine too, sir.
Yeah, it's so, and simply the Nandraparam fries, the banana fries. So there's a lot to eat, a lot to meet, and then having chai at the tea stores.
Yes.
And just sitting there, listening to people, talking, looking at their faces, taking photographs. I went to Palakkad last year. And what a time I had here. I discovered Palakkad. Before that, I'd only been to, up north, Kannur, and Cochin, and all these places. But I had never been to Palakkad. And Palakkad, what a revelation it was. All thanks to my dear friend, Udaya Nair, and his wife, Udaya. I got to visit that place, discovered Palakkad and the beauty of it. And the amazing food there. And so many more friendships I made there. The quaintness, the quietness. And the greenery, my friend. Kerala is, not just a brilliant line of God's own country. It is God's own country. God would like to call a country like that, a space like that, his own. Yeah. Quite a few things that I love about Kerala.
What about our movies, sir? Malayalam films. What's your take on that?
Of course. So again, okay, so I must admit to one thing. Okay, this is going to be a confession.
Yeah.
All right. So are you ready for the confession? So the confession is, my friend, that I do not watch films. It may seem very odd, right?
True.
I have done about 250 plus films, or maybe now 275, maybe. I haven't watched, I don't know, I may have watched 5 or 6 of my own films, or maybe 10. I do not watch films for many years now. I love to act in films. I love to listen to scripts. I love to do detailed work on scripts. I love to act. I just love to go out and create things, but I do not watch films. When people tell me such a film has been made, that film is doing well, and this story was great, and this director was great, I say, wow, let me get in touch with that director. I want to be in your next film. So again, I do other things in the time that I have with myself. In fact, funnily, I don't even go and watch my take. After I give a take, I'm just standing. Many people now, just go and look at the take, how the take is. I'm just, wherever I'm standing, I'll just keep an eye on my director. Director gives a nod. I say, okay. He says one more. I say, okay, sure. We go for it. And that's it. I don't even go to the monitor. I enjoy that. I go about creating. In fact, I see the film through the eyes of the people who have watched it, but they come and say, I love that scene of yours. I love that dialogue of yours. I love that moment. And I say, oh, really? Wow. So, it's like there's a mystery for me also. What did that scene look like? And interesting. And sometimes the friends of mine will send me clips of that scene and say, oh, really? I did that. And most of the time, believe me, I kind of, I could have been better at that. I could have done that better. So that's possibly one reason that I don't even watch my own shots.
Okay. Sirinte social media cover page ഒരു caption ഉണ്ട്. One life, many roles എന്ന്. You're someone who has totally lived by it. If I have to ask you, what's the one piece of advice you would like to share it with our listeners, or rather youngsters who are trying to make it in life? What would that be?
Don't hold yourself back. Don't be closeted by, when they say that I am this, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm an accountant, I'm a salesperson, dentist, I'm a business person. Means, can you not be something else too. So I discovered that I'm also an actor,
Okay.
also a traveler, also a speaker, also an enthusiastic, passionate human being. I'm also. See, life offers many vistas. So do not limit yourself. I mean, don't be worried whether it's one life or many lives. Create this life to be as interesting as it can be for yourself. You know, when you say, bored, yeah, do something about it, yeah. Arey, yaar, routine day. What routine, yeah? You want to stop saying bad things about your own life. Do something which is out of the routine if you wish to. Who stopped you? If my profession doesn't allow, change it. No, but what will I do? Find out. Stop complaining. You see, my thing is very clear. Stop complaining. Stop complaining and you will find ways. In fact, wherever there is a regret, and you must have regrets, wherever there is regret, replace that regret with action. If you fail, take more actions. The next action. Don't be worried about what people will say. I love the line which says that, karke pastao yaar. Daro mat. Don't be scared and say that, yaar, what will people say? What if this happens? Whatever happens is your life. If you pay your own bills, if you're paying your taxes, if you're fulfilling your duties, go play big.
Sir, thank you so much for being on the show. Best wishes for the many roles you play in your life. Al shukran, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I really look forward to some amazing roles in Malayalam. Yeah. Some amazing films are being made in Malayalam. I recently did a guest appearance in Fazil's film.
Okay.
And, I look forward to some amazing roles. So if there's some interesting writer, director, producer listening into this, give me something amazing. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm passionate. I'm 58 and I really want to do some amazing roles in any language. And, so thank you for being, who you are, my friend. Thank you for this podcast in which you connect Malayalis in all forms and hues and wherever they live with other Malayalis. I personally think that, it's not just a question of Malayalis. It's a question of people with the spirit of touching more each day. So thank you for including me in that conversation of yours.
Great, sir.
Ellavarkumente Ona Shamsakal.
Made in Kerala, made in Kerala.
Radio City Originals.